responsibility, do your due diligence to tap into your warm market. Right? And then when you think about it, let's see, it started with Brandon Flores, huh? For this whole, everybody that stood up? Okay, everyone that stood up, when Rachel was like, stand up if you're a product of me, outside of Angela, was her warm market. And so was Angela. Angela was her warm market. So who wants to have a team the size of Eric and Rachel? Yeah. I do. So go figure. They say, find a millionaire and do what they do. Eric told me, go focus on your warm market. That's what I did. Right? And that's what they did. And so for you guys that are afraid to talk to them, you're ripping them of an opportunity. The worst thing you can do is prejudge a prospect, because you're robbing them of an opportunity. You never know who this business is gonna make sense to, right? I have my nephew here today and his parents are coming to the gala tonight, and I'm excited because I hope that they see something. I hope that they see something nice, and maybe they won't. Maybe they won't see the vision, but at least I tried. You wanna tell yourself, at least I tried. At least I exposed them to this business. You want to be the person that exposed them to this business, not that they got stopped by somebody else and then they ended up on someone else's team, or worse. What if they say, why didn't you talk to me about this? Right? You don't want them to say, why didn't you tell me about this opportunity before? It's so amazing. Why didn't you reach out to me? How would that feel? Imagine that you're building a business and one of your peers comes up to you and says, how come you never talked to me about this before? That would suck, right? It's like you're holding out all the goodies. So it's your due diligence. You guys are sitting on a gold mine. I say this over and over and over again all the time, right? You want to make sure that you're reaching out to everybody that you know, okay? So who still has warm market that they haven't reached out to and they haven't talked to? Everybody's hands should be up. That was the first thing I said. See, check if you're paying attention. The first thing I said, you never run out of warm market. And the ones that didn't stand up, hey, then this talk is for you. The ones that didn't raise their hand, you think you already ran out of warm market? Bless you, you didn't. You haven't ran out of warm market yet. You still have time, right? It's about marketing yourself and rebuilding that market. And being able to continue to grow and reach out to more people. Right? And it's exciting for people to see that growth, but if you don't stick it out long enough, you're not going to be able to reap those benefits. Okay? How many of you guys feel like you burned your warm market already? Okay? One person, I appreciate the honesty, Kevin. Right? And for those of you that weren't brave enough to raise your hands, I know some of you guys feel like you can't talk to this person because maybe you burned a bridge. Or you can't talk to this person because maybe you messed it up. Maybe you said all the wrong things. Maybe you feel like they're not going to believe you. Bless you. But what do? What's the best thing you can do to fix that?
Build a relationship.
Besides building a relationship?
Self-develop.
Bingo. That's what it is. You need to self-develop. Part of being able to work in your warm market for 5 years, it's development. It's a lot of self-development. Right? I hope you guys wrote that one down. What's going to allow you to work in your warm market for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years? It's self-development. You guys heard G saying that, he gets hit up by a lot of people, that he gets contacted and approached by old people, his classmates, right? Juan Hyman talking about bumping into his high school classmates. That's warm market right there. Do you think if Juan Hyman was still sitting at 100,000 13 years later, he'd be able to work in his warm market as easily or attract these people? No. So if you feel like you burned your warm market already, or you tarnished it, or it didn't go well, then maybe it's time to look at yourself and evaluate the kind of person that you are. Right? You always have to be self-assessing yourself. Right? It's so funny that Moses said that I'm the one that checks everybody and blah blah blah, right? Soy la regañona. But you have to grow yourself, and that's one of the things that I self-reflect on a lot too. Maybe sometimes I am too brash. I'm not perfect, and I appreciate the loyalty and the respect that you guys show me. I'm not perfect. Sometimes I'm gonna say mean things. I'm sorry in advance, right? But I'm working on myself. I'm developing. I'm working on myself, right? So that I can get better and so that I can keep working in my warm market. Because in 10 years, when I go back to my high school, my high school yearbook, and people find me on social media, right? I want, people to see me and David in front of our house in PV. I want them to see how awesome, how many thousand teammates came over to our house, right? I want them to see all the awesome trips that I planned. I want them to see, how I took my parents on a dream vacation, right? It's because I want them to see me inspire other people. I want them to see, a talk at convention, and I inspired other people. I grew as a person, therefore my warm market wants to come and follow me. So if you feel like you burned your warm market, self-assess. If you said some brash things to people or some things that blew them out of water, apologize. Put your ego down, right? Swallow your pride. And if you offended someone, hey, I'm sorry. That wasn't my intention. I'm growing too. Can we make this better? You mend relationships and you stay in your warm market, right? So a few points, you don't run out of warm market, right? Talk to the people that you know, use that memory jogger, self-assess, grow your personality, keep attracting the people, because one of these days, this entire resort is gonna be your team. Can you visualize that? Not just 1 room, 2 rooms, 3 rooms, the entire resort being your team. Can you picture that? Can you picture running at a stadium? Hey, if you can't picture the stadium, picture the room first at least, Sometimes you have to bite an inch at a time. But envision it and keep dreaming, because it's coming, right? Your time is coming. Remember, it's a marathon, not a race. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So if it hasn't happened for you, hang in there. Because if you don't stick around long enough, you're not going to be able to see all the fruits of your labor. Right. If you don't stick around long enough, what was it all for? All your posts of, I'm going to the top, this is the best opportunity ever, I'm fired up. And then next month you're back at your same old routine. What was that all for? For nothing. So don't be one of those people. Get in, get good, talk to the people that you love, talk to the people that you care about, share this amazing opportunity with everybody, and we'll see you guys at the top.